Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Grace finds the ideal leverage by blackmailing Finn to cover up Liam's scam. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Grace Buckingham may use blackmail to get John Finnegan to cover up her Liam Spencer swindle. Will Grace find the appropriate leverage to hold over Finn's head? When it comes to the fictitious tumor and procedure that Grace created, Finn is already noticing the warning flags. B&B spoilers indicate that after everything is revealed, Finn will confront Grace, who has been lying the entire time. Grace's medicines were probably the source of Liam's deteriorating symptoms, which is why he feels completely great now. Grace used a complex plot to get Bill Spencer's $1 million, but what happens when Finn finds out? Grace may use blackmail since she will be desperate to maintain her career and stay out of jail. Grace may be able to get away with her acts, at least temporarily, if she can find some dirt to keep Finn silent. Finn's adored adoptive mother and his not-so-dead daughter make for some excellent blackmail fodder. Grace may know, or at least be able to learn, that Lee Finnegan staged Luna Nozawa's death and sneaked her out of the hospital through a dubious accomplice. What if Grace responds to Finn's threat to expose her by threatening to expose Lee? Grace would surprise Finn by telling him that Lee had broken numerous laws and regulations by smuggling criminal Luna away for a private recovery somewhere else. Maybe Grace could promise that Lee will go down with her if she does. To put it another way, Grace could ensure Lee loses her medical license and ends up in jail if she must. Would Finn be prepared to keep quiet about Grace's fraud in order to spare Lee from going to jail? If Lee eventually requests that Finn remain silent for the sake of his daughter, then Finn's complex feelings for Luna may also be at play. Lee believes Luna needs genuine family support right now, and doesn't want her to go back to jail. Finn may end up in a lot of trouble as a result of this, and he may even decide to keep a big secret from Steffy Forrester. Italy is overtaken by the Forresters through fashion. When the Forresters take over nice, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint to drama, romance, passion, and couture. While in Italy, Brooke Logan's life could take a drastic turn. She was thinking about Rich Forrester the entire time she was traveling with Nick Marone. With Brooke, isn't it always the case? She can't stop thinking about Destiny. She has plans for Ridge, but for the time being, she will relish the attention Nick is giving her. Regarding Ridge, he said Taylor Hayes farewell with a kiss and said he would arrange their wedding upon his return. Given what always tends to happen whenever Brooke and Ridge are in a beautiful European city together, Taylor is crossing her fingers that it is. Take a look at what transpired in Monte Carlo last year and Rome 2 years ago. They must first organize a fashion show though. They are there for that reason. Although it has never been an issue for them, Brooke and Ridge must once again dominate the fashion industry. Does Eric Forrester have another event planned for when the fashion show with Nice as the backdrop eventually starts? Brooke wore a stunning bridal gown that was meant to leave Ridge speechless at the most recent Los Angeles fashion show. Even though it was successful, he never went back to Brooke. This time, can Eric surpass himself? Is he trying to play matchmaker at all? Or is there another goal in mind? Nick also appears to be planning and plotting, so Eric would better do everything in his power if he does. Although Nick is aware that Forrester will always be his rival, he still wants Brooke back. Is he able to convince Brooke that she has been in need of a one-woman guy for years? Will Nick's efforts benefit him personally, or will they show Ridge that he does in fact want Brooke back? Finn's startling find beneath Liam's bandages. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finnegan discovered something startling behind Liam Spencer's bandages, and Grace Buckingham, in a panic, overheard his developing suspicions. Steffy Forrester commented on how much she would miss Finn while she was away with the kids at the Cliff home. Before they parted ways, Finn and Steffy exchanged a few kisses. Finn's persistent inquiries over Liam's process and Grace's behavior were also brought up throughout the session, but Steffy was confident he would find the truth. Bill made a mistake at the Spencer mansion regarding the money he paid, and Liam eventually discovered that his father had spent $1 million on an uncertain surgery. Bill gave a heartfelt statement and begged for forgiveness because he just cared about Liam's recovery. Prior to Finn's visit, Liam ended up giving Bill a heartfelt embrace. Liam surmised that the outcome was the most crucial factor, but Finn wondered if Grace had any further updates regarding the treatment. Liam also said that Grace was meant to stop by and see how he was doing, And sure enough, Grace showed up around the corner where she could hear him without being seen. Finn had a perplexed expression on his face, as Liam allowed him to examine the wounds beneath his bandages. Finn admitted that he was taken aback by the news because the incisions were significantly smaller than he had anticipated. Finn muttered about Liam's unbelievable recovery after he revealed that he felt strangely well. Grace, who was nearby, appeared alarmed about the possibility that Finn would learn too much. Taylor Hayes complained about all the Brooke's bedroom attire that Brooke Logan had likely stored in the Forrester design office. She also advised her to save her next seduction act for someone other than Ridge Forrester. Nick Marone joined Brooke after witnessing Taylor storm out, and as Eric Forrester entered, they kissed and talked about Italy. In order to warn Nick to stay away from Naples, Eric finally cornered him by himself, but Nick had other ideas and daydreamed about the amazing time he would have with Brooke. As Italy began a new chapter, Nick grinned to himself. In the episode where she was with Taylor, she smooched Ridge as if to establish her territory. Ridge questioned Taylor's motivation for the extravagant lip lock, but she pretended that she wanted him to know how much she would miss him. When Steffi got there, she told them she was going out of town for a while. Steffi also thought that Brooke would try to court Ridge on the trip to Italy, but she had faith that he would remain faithful to Taylor. In the end, Brooke saw Ridge bid Taylor farewell with a kiss as they got ready for their flight to Italy with Eric. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Italy will be the setting for many romantic surprises, so keep an eye out. Nick's race, Brooke's danger, and Lee's cruelty. Curveballs are revealed in the week spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate Lee Finnegan throwing Sheila Carter sharp. In Italy, Brooke Logan finds himself in a perilous circumstance. Additionally, Will Spencer encourages Electra Forrester to pursue a different line of work. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. To begin with, Lee stated that Luna Nozawa passed away during surgery. Luna was fine and with Lee when Bridget Forrester left the surgery room. Luna was gone the next time anyone heard her. The body was not even visible. Lee was questioned by Sheila over a Luna memorial service. But Sheila was taken aback when the doctor claimed it had already been dealt with. Sheila will apparently beg Lee to bid Luna farewell for the last time. But the wise physician will refuse. Brooke is traveling to Italy for Forrester Creations for business. Eric and Ridge Forrester are with Brooke. Brooke will depart to spend time with Nick Marone following the fashion presentation and interviews. Nick asks a man on the street where he can get a boat in a weekly preview clip. Nick appears to be in a grave situation, and Brooke is not with him. Ridge and Brooke are on a boat in the meantime. Nick eventually purchases a boat and sets off to find Brooke. But which man will be the hero when she falls into the water? Back in Los Angeles, Will and Electra chat about the future. Electra's future at Forrester Creations, not theirs. Will hopes she will pursue a career in fashion modeling. But given what she endured with Remy Price, Electra could object. Recall that he claimed to need a model in order to obtain those photos of Electra. Steffi Forrester Finnegan may be getting ready to say goodbye for a while next week. The star is preparing to give birth to her 5th kid. This time it seems Steffi and the kids depart LA for a bit. It will be impossible for Daphne Rose to avoid Carter Walton ever again. Is it possible that Hope Logan and Liam will reunite? Finn will continue to investigate Liam's miracle in the meanwhile. Keep an eye out because Bridget Forrester might be able to aid Finn, and this could bring them closer. Perhaps it was the incorrect reunion, but we did get a Brick reunion. Despite Brooke's continued focus on Ridge, Nick and Brooke locked lips. Fans believe that the show is working too hard on the wrong Brick. They would adore Nick and Bridget being back together. Does anyone else think it's strange that Bridget and Nick are both mysteriously returning to town at the same time without having seen or spoken to one another, and that Brooke hasn't really brought up Bridget either? Since Grace and Bridget were the major protagonists, the original poster dislikes that Bridget has been demoted to a supporting role. When I first started watching, these two were the big couple, so I hadn't seen him with Brooke before and I loved him and Bridget, the Redditor wrote as a side comment. Other admirers posted their opinions on the Reddit topic. Since Bridget and Deacon had a passionate love affair in their prime, several of them thought it was strange that they hadn't crossed paths. One of the show's former main characters, Bridget, is treated like an extra. It's strange, a fan said. I wouldn't speak to my ex-husband who had a baby with my mother, stated a different user. Bridget, keep your peace. Some supporters want Bridget and her ex-boyfriends have a soap opera-like encounter. Others believe that Bridget ought to have a major plot point.